All right. This is the official Meteorite standoff tier list. So what that means is we're going to try and judge the gods based on how good they are at actually obtaining the mannequin scepter thingy. Not the mannequin scepter, the little meteorite scepter, right? Little circle, staying inside of it. Your character might be good at pushing people out of it, staying inside of it, not being able to get it pushed off. You know, it's almost like a sumo wrestling tier list is what this is. So yeah, basically, let's just judge it from there. Achilles, pretty dog at it. Not one of the worst. It's pretty tanky, so you can stay inside of it for a while. So we'll go A. Agni, horrible. You could stun people away from it, so I guess he has a CC. So we'll throw him B. And I guess, yeah, he can execute people. Actually, we'll go throw Achilles higher. We'll go A+, just because if he gets them low enough while they're fighting him inside of it, he can just execute him. AMC, pretty horrible. He's not really going to do much. Is no CC to get him out. Too squishy. Pwash is actually deceptively decent because you can set up a bunch of bodies. So if they try and grab it, you can just explode on all of them, just everywhere. You get it all over them. Ama tanky, pretty good at auto trading, so she's not bad. I'll throw her an A. On her, actually pretty good. He can knock people away with his 3. He can 2 them away. He has CC immunity with his ult, so he can immune their CCs to stay inside of it. Anubis is good at standing his ground and just one-shotting people in front of him, so Anubis is actually pretty decent. You can just ult people that are trying to steal it from you, or they're inside of it with you. Wukong, pretty horrible. Squishy. Afro, pretty decent as well. I actually don't think she's as good, even if she has a knockback and she has CC immunity in her ult. You're just not out-trading anybody as Afro. So if you just sit there, if they have a character that can't get knocked away from it, either knock up immunity or anything like that. But she also has a stun. We'll throw her S. Actually, pretty good. Apollo, not the greatest. Squishy as well, but he does have the knockback on his 3 and a Mez. Arachne, horrible. Ares, pretty bad as well. I mean, he's at least tanky, so he can stay inside of it for a while. But you can't actually pull them out with your ult. You'll just lose it. Artemis, you can set up traps, but nah, not great. Honor can also wall them off, yeah, so he's honestly, maybe throw him an S+. Ardia, pretty good at just sitting there and standing your ground, so I'll throw her an A. Athena, really not that great. You could taunt them away, but you have to taunt them away before the rock dies and get them out of it and then go grab it. But when you're inside of it, you're not really going to taunt them out. You have to walk out because they follow you. Atlas, very good. He can ult on top of it to just slam them, so he out-trades them. He can pull them off. He has knock immunity in his 3, so he can get a little bit of outplay potential to stay on top of it. Not quite as good because he has no like guaranteed CC immunity, but looks not the greatest. Your knockup, I think your knockup knocks them up far enough so that they actually lose it. So maybe. I also need to go full screen. Atlas S. Yeah. I'll throw Atlas S. You're right. Baba can ult, and she has CC immunity in her ult, but it's really hard to hit people under you, so I wouldn't say that's that great. So we'll throw her B. She at least has the CC immunity, so she's better than EMC. Bacchus is actually not that great. He's tanky, so he can stick to it, but get this shit out of my ears. Also, I'll say he's a little bit better, but when you flop them, they get knocked up far enough where they are outside of the range of it, even if they're on top of it. But then you lose it as well. You can't jump. But he's pretty decent at trading, and he can also ult. And if they're drunk, they walk away. So kind of decent, kind of bad. He's up here in A+. This list is a Meteorite standoff tier list. Baka, not great. Nothing really going for him, apart from maybe auto trading with them pretty well, but Wilkes can do that as well. Actually throw Wilkes up there because of that. Obviously, Bake is pretty good. He can push them away. He can out-trade it pretty easily, although he's quite nerfed now, so it's kind of hard to say. I'll throw him an A+. I'd say he's still pretty similar to these gods. He does have the knockback, but... Baron D tier? Yeah, because when you ult, you can't even pull them away. You can pull them at the start, right when the rock dies, or right before the rock dies. You can pull away, stun them, and then auto it and steal it. But that's it. He does punish people for standing in the same spot decently well, though. So you can kind of out-trade them really hard. So I don't think he's that bad. We'll go B for Baron. Bastet, she's okay because you can ult them away. And when they're in the ult, I think they're untargetable, or they'll lose it, even if they're right on top of you. So I think she's actually decent. Bologna just really good at like trading with people, so she's decent from that aspect. But of course, if you ult over top, you're gonna lose it. Kabrakin, pretty bad. Kama, also pretty bad. He's decent at trading, so he can stay on top of it. Serb's pretty good. Also really good at trading. He can ult people off of it. No like guaranteed immunity apart from the CC immunity on his ult, but like, you know, he doesn't have knock up immunity on his 2 or anything, so it's a little bit worse, but good. Cern will go C. Although you can turn him into a pig, but Chalk is okay. You can stay on top of it, even your ult, you'll knock them up. He's also really good at trading, but you know, for the most part, you're gonna be just get knocked out of it a lot of the time. Chang'e has the immunity, but that's it. That's all she has going for her. I'd honestly even throw in C probably. Karen's okay. We'll throw him in A. He has the knock immunity on his 3, so he can immune a lot of these other characters, like, you know, the good characters at the standoff. But he can also ult, and the ult will get him off of it, and that's a long CC immunity as well. Charybdis, okay, this one I actually am not sure. I'm pretty sure if you're in your 3, you're no longer targetable, of course. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure you won't be targetable, so you can't even grab it. But she does have her ult, so you can at least push them away from it. But if you 3 while on top of it, if they try and CC you and you 3, you're just gonna lose the meteorite. So I'll go just because she can push them away. Yeah, we'll go B. She's not in line with these other characters. Chernobog, pretty bad. Nothing he has going for him. Chiron can actually giddy people up, and he can ult inside of it. That's a long CC immunity. So I'm gonna throw him in A. Pretty good. Kronos also pretty bad. Cleo has nothing. She can double ult on top of it, make it hard for them to get it. But that's it. And she does have CC immunity in her 1. Actually, we'll throw her in A. Cthulhu pretty good as well. He can fear them out. He can dash them out. You can ult and just super out trade. This long CC immunity in his ult as well. I'm gonna throw him in A+. I don't think he's quite S. Cuckoo, when you jump, you lose it. So you're only really good in your enraged form, but you are pretty strong in your enraged form. So I'll throw him in A. Cupid, horrible. Daji, also pretty horrible. Does have the knock immunity on her too. But yeah, it's pretty bad. B. Danza can kind of taunt people away if you like put it in the right spot, but also pretty bad. Discordia, if you ult them, they get mad, so they will walk around and away from it, but she's not really going to sit in it ever, and you're just going to get out traded. Erlang has immunity on his 3, so that's pretty good. He can taunt, but it's just the same as Athena. You're not really going to get him out of it. You have to do it right before the Scepter's grabbed or killed. I would say he's really good at trading. So just because he's so good at trading and the knock-up immunity, I'll throw him in A. Iset can ult on top of it, and has knock-up immunity on her 1. Actually, a lot of times you will be able to scare people off or at least out-trade them just because of Iset ult plus knock-up immunity. Fafnir can destroy the rock in his dragon form. They can just breathe on it and one-shot it. But he's not really that great at actually anything other than that, so I'll throw him lower. Fenrir is not great either. You can ult people away, but I don't think that's worth. I mean, it is worth, but your jump, your brutalize, you're gonna lose it. There's just a lot of times where you're gonna lose it, so I'm just gonna go. Freya actually pretty good at it because you can just whoop them and they lose it, and you can just walk under it. So actually, Freya's pretty good, especially if you go tank Freya. She'd be one of the better gods at contesting it, but she has no. I mean, she has her ult, but you're just gonna be untargetable. I'll still throw. I think it's still better. Yeah, I'd still throw that better. What's up, Morph? Ganesh, you can ult right on top of it. You can knock them up. I think they stay inside of it even with the knock up, so that's a little bit. But the ult is pretty slamming for it, and you're tanky, of course, so. Geb can roll out, but that's basically it. I actually get the Scepter a lot in solo as Geb, though, because once you have Breastplate Mystical, you kind of just one-shot them with your abilities, and you can sit inside of it. But not a lot of immunity. But I'd still say he's probably better. Gilga, S. I don't want to say quite S+, because his 2 is still a knockback. Like, if somebody's knockback immune, they lose it. Or they don't get hit by it. But you kind of out-trade really hard as well. So I don't think he's quite S+, but out-trades really hard, has a really good ability to guarantee to get people out. Yeah. Yo, Ashley, thanks for 11 months. Welcome back to the Fonzo family. Much appreciated. Thank you, Ashley. Quan's a tricky one. He does have the long knockback immunity on his 3, so he can counter a lot of the other gods that are good at it. I'd say he's just A. Decent at trading as well. Nah, he's not C, Moans. You can sit there and tower assault people inside of it. It'd be tanky. Out trade. Definitely better than all of these characters. Hachi, gonna be C. Hades can fear them out. You can ult inside of it and do a ton of damage. So he's actually not bad. Not quite as good as these characters, but I'll throw him A. Hebo's knockup goes up far enough where you can get him off of it. You won't be able to grab it when you're in your ult, though. So, not as good as these characters, but... Heim, actually pretty decent. One of the few hunters. You can ult people off. You can knock them up off of it. And you get knock-up immunity on your 2. So, I'll throw Heim in A. Hell, you can heal, stay inside of it, cleanse to stop, but you're not going to get any other people away a lot of the time. I'd say she's probably better than these other characters, though. Especially people that are tanky. Just for the cleanse and the healing, you can just sit inside of it and out-trade. Hera is going to be good for out-trading, but nothing else. The polymorph a little bit, but... Herc. Nobody can immune his stun unless they have beads or CC immunity. Or it's his stun knock away or knock back, whatever. So it's not just a guaranteed knock. Guaranteed immunity for his knockback since you're stunning. You out-trade a lot of the time. Herc passive is really strong for trading early games, so you'll just get it. And you have CC immunity in your ult. It's hard for me to say, though. I think I'll go S+. I don't think he'll be our first S+. Horus, not that great at it. Does your knockup go... Okay, this one I'm actually ignorant on. Does your knockup go far enough on Horus where they lose the Scepter if they're on top of it? Your 3, obviously your CC immune, or you're untargetable, so you lose the Scepter. I don't think it does, so because of that, I'm gonna throw it in B. And not the greatest at trading without using your heal, and if you use your heal, you're gonna lose it. Hui, honestly, probably C. He's not that bad because you can ult on top of it. I'm gonna throw him in that just because when you have ults like that, it's pretty hard for people to like sit there and try and grab it. Hunbat's very good, but just when you have your ult. You do have knock immunity on your 2, so that's pretty nice. But he's so ult reliant, and it's a long cooldown, so I don't want to throw him higher than this. I'm gonna keep him A+. Pirate Subback, thanks to the tier 1 sub, dude. Welcome to the Fonzo family. Much appreciated. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Pirate. Ishtar, not good at all. Isho, also not that great, but I think a little bit better because of her heals, or CC immunity or ult. So a little bit better than these characters. Izanami, horrible at it. Janus can portal people, but it's kind of awkward. Because if you go, it's hard to portal on top of the rock. And then if you go inside of the portal, or inside of the Scepter, and you portal yourself plus the enemy, I don't think you get it. So. Yeah, I think I'd throw Janus in B. Jingwei, decent knockup for grabbing it. But that's it. So just a little bit better than the Hunters. Yorm is pretty good. I think I might throw Yorm in S+, and the reason being is, of course, you cannot be pushed out of it. Yorm is the one character in the game who can permanently sit in a spot without being displaced. However, he's not the greatest at getting people off of it. And your 3 doesn't knock him up high enough for them to lose it, I don't believe. But he does one-shot the rocks as well, so he can kill it before a lot of people even get in range. And as long as there is a decently viable build for you to out-trade people, he's just gotta be S+. He just kills it too fast, can't be displaced. Yeah, we're gonna throw him in S+. Kali, not that great. Just has the ability to out-trade people with her ult and stuff, so she's okay. So I'll just throw her there. Khepri is actually not as good as you'd think because when you pull them, you're further away from it than they are. So we'll throw Khepri in B. But he does have some CC, so you can like keep them off of it. Arthur decent at trading, has the knockup, has the charged ult, but they land on the ground before you do with the charged ult, so I'm pretty sure they'll just get it. But you know, he's decent at trading, so I'd say he's probably in line with these other characters. Actually, let me go back a little bit. Let me resituate this a little bit. Throw Karen higher, actually. Arthur gets with the pickle, he throws them at first. Oh, okay, that's huge then. Okay, so Arthur's really good at it. I'll actually throw Arthur up there then, because he gets it when he takes them up, because he's still on the ground before they go up in the air. Cuckoo pretty bad, but he can throw his whirlwind on it, which makes it harder for other people to grab. Kumba can ult people off, can mez them from getting near it. So I think just because of the ult's a low cooldown, you can easily ult people off of it. Kuzenbo, our third S plus character. He has the ult, which gives him CC immunity and pushes them away. He has his dash, which is basically always up, so he can push them away. He can throw his Nene and sit there and out trade with them. I mean, his cooldowns are always up because of his 2 if you're sitting there trading. So yeah, Kuzenbo's definitely S plus. He's another S plus character for this. What is this for? This is for the Meteorite standoff tier list. The best characters at securing the scepter and getting other people off of it. Lancelot, when you're on your horse, you can't stop moving, so he's actually not that great with the CC immunity. And you can 2 people off of it. It doesn't push them that far, though, but it's still decent. That's kind of the only thing he's got going for him, so I'm going to throw him in A. Loki's pretty horrible at this. Honestly, probably even C. Nothing he has going for him, honestly. And you're going to get out-traded a lot of the time. Mammon, not the greatest either. Just relying on out-trading people. Marty also pretty horrible. Maui pretty decent because he can ult them away, but you have to be off of it yourself. So you have to ult them when it's like 1 HP, 1 auto left. You could pull them away, but you yourself have to be off of it, so you're not actually getting as much value. So not as good, but not as bad as these characters. So I'll throw him in A. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, Medusa. Also not that great. Most hunters are just going to be pretty bad at this. Merc, pretty decent. You stay inside of it when you grab them. You can throw them off of it. You can stun them away from it as well if you like want to ult it. So he's actually pretty decent just because of the grab. Merlin, not the greatest. Probably just go B. Morgan's pretty good, especially when you get near it. You have the long CC immunity in your ult. You can knock them away with your 2. Actually pretty good at it. Mulan's good at trading people, but everything else, not really that great. And even also I learned today, if you 3, since you're untargetable, you lose it. So even if you're both right on top of it, she's actually pretty bad at it. Naja can ult people away, which might mean that he gets it. This one I'm ignorant on as well. If he can get it by ulting people, then I guess he might be A. Otherwise, probably not great. I'll throw A just in case. Neith, pretty horrible. And I'm good at out trading people, so I'll throw her in B, but that's all she has. But she's so good at that then. Nike, very good. Has the ult for CC immunity, can push people away with the 2. The 2 is really good for it. They have to have CC immunity or knockback immunity, so I don't think she's quite S plus because a lot of people can immune it. And yeah, I just don't see her as good as this, but she's still very good. Nox pretty bad at it, nothing really contributing here. Numa also pretty bad. Nut can ult, but you're just gonna be in the air. You're not gonna get it yourself. Not worth. So B, just because it has a little bit of CC for it. But Odin has the perma knockback immunity with his 3, which is really good for this. But you aren't gonna be doing as much damage if you sit there on it. But you can out trade pretty hard with your shields. So I honestly say he's pretty good at it. Blitz, thanks for the 9 months, dude. Welcome back to the Fonzo family. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I think so. Thank you, Blitz. Appreciate the 9. No, this isn't a soloing tier list. This is a list on who's best at securing the scepter. If I have anybody in chat that can respond instead, so I don't have to keep doing it while I'm doing this. Alderaan can knock people away with his 3, can ult it. Which is actually not that bad, but too reliant on that, I'd say. Osiris good at trading. He's just gonna out trade a lot of people to be able to sit in it, but not gonna be nearly as good as like the characters. I'd say he's up here probably just because of the trading. Pele, not that great. Good at trading, but nothing else really going. Persephone, pretty bad. Them sitting in place is good for a lot of her abilities for doing damage, so a little bit better maybe than these guys. Poseidon good at Kraken, you can one them off, so you actually can slam them if they just sit there and try and do it. Just free Krakens. One sec, Cleo. Here, come here. Come here, Cleo. Come here, Missy. Here, let me finish this. Here. Come hang out with me. While I finish this this tier list, you can help me out. Good girl. Good. Raw, pretty bad. Has the heal though, can sit inside of it. Raijin can ult people away from it. He can get on top of it, have CC immunity, and fear them away. So he's actually pretty decent, but he's just so nerfed that he kind of gets out traded no matter what. What's up, girl? Rama bad. Rat's actually pretty bad as well. Robin has the immunity and the trade potential. That alone, I think, is good enough to at least put him in A. Scylla, pretty bad. Serket, also not that great. She can ult them and throw them away, so we'll throw her in A because of that. Pretty decent. Set can all in, go in his ult and just sit in there. No CC immunity though, which hurts, but he definitely will trade a decent while, so we'll throw him in A. Or B, rather. Shiva, pretty decent. Has the knockup immunity, long CC immunity duration. He has the knockups themselves to pull them away. Also good trade potential, so we'll throw him in A. Scotty, pretty good. She's just such a bad character that I don't want to throw her in here, but she does have the ice. You can just throw the ice right on top of the scepter, and they'll just skate around and run away. So I'll throw in A because of that. Sobek, another S+ character, long CC immunity in his ult, can pluck them off of it, can then knock them off of it, so he has 2 abilities that can guarantee it. Good at trading, as long as you use your ult or have your ult up. Soul, not the greatest. I'll throw her in B. Wukong can ox people off of it, but if you go in the air with your CC immunity, you're just going to lose it instantly, so you don't really have CC immunity. You have the knockup immunity with your ox, but and root immunity, but decent at trading though, so I'll throw him in A+ just because of the immunity and the knockup. So can ult out? Not really, bro. I mean, but I don't think it's nearly as good as all these A characters. She might be better. She might be like at the top of B. But Surtur, really good at trading because of all of his little things that fall out, and he has meteorites too. But that's it. Nothing to get them off of it. Just because he's so good at trading, I'm gonna go A, tanky and everything. Heals a lot, so he can stay inside of it. Susanoo can ult them off, but it's not the greatest. I'll just throw him in B, yeah. I don't really want to put him higher than that. Sylve, also not the greatest. He can pull them away and try and go grab it, but that's not really what's gonna work. Terra can actually wall them off, like push them away with her wall. She's actually decent, and she has the immunity where she also can't be displaced, or at least knocked up and stuff, with her passive. So it's actually pretty good. Diana, not great. Mori can turn into every character in the game, but you have to ult. Her base kit isn't good for it, but I'll throw her in A just because she has the opportunity to turn into some good characters to get it. Thor, not the greatest. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Relax! Come here, Kale. Come here. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Come here. Okay. Thoth, pretty bad at it. Tiamat also pretty bad at it. I mean, she could throw your nader down, which is like decent. But it's not really going to help you get it a lot of the time. Suki, also pretty bad. Tyr, another S+ character. He just has 2 guaranteed like knockups. They have to have immunity for that. Otherwise, you're just going to get it because you're going to push him off of it. Ooh, they're also pretty bad. Vamana can just sit in there and out-trade with his ult, so he's really good because of the long CC immunity. And he also can knock them up out of it. So honestly, Vamana's probably S. Vulcan's actually decent because of his meatball. Obviously, decent out-trading. You can ult on top of it. X-Ball will go C. Jingten's also really good. Can ult them off of it. Can knock them up. The knockup doesn't really do that much. Good at trading. Very tanky, so you can just sit inside of it for a while. Emoja also really good at it. I wouldn't say quite S+, but you can just put your Riptide down. So they need immunity. Otherwise, they're just going to get 3'd away. Ymir can wall people off. Decent at trading. Freeze them away before they run to grab it. Yuan can push people away with his ult. So he's actually better than a lot of mages. Also good at doing damage to people that are standing still. So I'll throw him in A. Zeus is good at doing damage to people who are standing still, but other than that, he's not good at it. And Zhang, also, like, he can just walk up to it, have immunity with his ult, and just do a ton of damage, so he can keep people at bay, but not great at actually keeping them off of it. And get him out. So, yeah. Alright, that's the list. Pretty good. I'd say that makes, that works out. Maybe... Honestly, maybe I throw Vamana higher. I think I might throw Vamana in S+. As long as you have your ult up, it's pretty impossible to not get it. Because you can also knock them away with his one. Yeah, Yorm insta-clears the rock. Can't get knocked away, so as long as you're decent at trading, like, and you're in a good matchup, or have, like, items, defense, then you'll be fine. Alright, that's the tier list. The characters tier list of characters best at getting the Meteorite, the Scepter. Hope you guys enjoyed. Cleo's waiting for me, so we're gonna go out there. You want to say hi to Odin? Go play with them. We'll go outside. We'll do everything. Okay. Say bye bye. Wave to them. Good yawn.